What is going on, everybody? It is your pal Kooky McGee, aka Keegan here. I'm back with another video once again, and today we are going to be going over the top 10 best movies of 2025, in my opinion, that is. Now, I must say, 2025 has been a pretty great year for movies, although it wasn't exactly a perfect year for movies compared to, like, say, 2023 and 2024. It was still a pretty solid year overall. And in this video, we are obviously going to be going over my 10 favorite movies of the year. So, there are a couple things I need to say before we get started. Number one, this is obviously my list, so there's going to be some of you that might agree or disagree with my picks for best movie of 2025. And that's okay. If you disagree with me, then so be it. Secondly, I have obviously not seen every single movie in 2025, so there are a couple of movies that are not going to be on this list. Either I haven't seen it, or maybe if it's one that I have seen, it didn't qualify, it didn't make the list, or in the honorable mentions, which we will be getting into later on before we get to number one. And lastly, if it was a film, say for example The Life of Chuck, that premiered at a film festival in 2024 but didn't get a wide release till 2025, then that movie will qualify for the list. So other than that, that's pretty much it. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. These are my top 10 favorite movies of 2025.
Number 10.
Starting off this list at number 10 is Frankenstein, the Guillermo del Toro film. There have been many different adaptations and takes on Frankenstein over the years, such as the very first film adaptation from the 1930s, the 1994 film with Robert De Niro in it. Some of them were good, some of them were terrible. This one, in my opinion, is one of the best. It's a beautiful film to watch, with some great performances, especially Jacob Elordi. I hope I said his last name right. I thought he did a really good job playing as the creature. Had some really good music. The set designs look really good. The costumes are really good. And all in all, this was a really, really great film, and in my opinion, one of Guillermo del Toro's best films in recent memory. And this is definitely a film that should be seen in theaters. And I was lucky to catch this one when it was in theaters before it went to Netflix, which is kind of my only issue, that it's a Netflix movie, and Netflix is one of the worst companies in the film business. They're just so greedy these days, and a lot of their movies they put out these days are terrible. But this is one of their best movies they've done in quite a while, I'd say. All in all, amazing film. Del Toro did a great job directing it, and everyone involved with this movie did an excellent job with this film. And this will probably go on to become one of the best adaptations of Frankenstein in history, in my opinion. Now, obviously, this movie got a lot of mixed reactions. Some people liked it, some people didn't like it, but I personally loved it. All in all, it's a damn good movie, and I'm glad to have catched it when it was in theaters before it went to Netflix.
Number 9.
Coming in at number 9 is Sorry Baby. I surprisingly enjoyed this one a lot more than I was expecting. I didn't really know what this movie was going to be about until I saw it. And I gotta say, after I saw it, I was really impressed by it, and I knew this would be on my list for best movies of 2025. It's well crafted, it's hilarious, it's depressing, and I all in all thought it was a really, really great film. Especially considering this is the debut film for director and actress Eva Victor. I was really impressed by this film. And I would have to agree with one of the critics of the film, calling it a film that the world needs. I gotta say, I have to agree with that statement. I would also like to say that I think this film tackled the subject matter of sexual assault really, really well. Because I remember when I went to go see this movie in theaters, and it got to the part where it's just a showing the building of when our main when our main character gets raped. Instead of seeing the assault happen, you just see the building of where when it happened. And then I remember seeing the movie in theaters. It's just one continuous shot of the building from daytime till the sun goes down and it's nighttime. I remember thinking to myself, something isn't right here. Like, I mean, there is something totally wrong here. And then when you find out that the and then when you find out and I remember when it's revealed that the main character was assaulted, I'm like, "Oh, Jesus." I knew something was wrong with that scene, and just it definitely sent shivers down my spine. But other than that, it's a really, really good film, and I think it's a film that I think everybody should watch. And it's probably one of the best films of the decade that I think everybody should check out at least once. And well done, Eva Victor, and I do look forward to seeing what her next film will be. But if you haven't seen Sorry Baby, definitely check it out. It is an excellent film. One of the best dramedies in recent memory, I would say.
Number 8.
Coming in at number 8 is Sentimental Value. Now, let me start off by saying I have not seen any of Joachim Trier's other films, like Oslo, August 31st, The Worst Person in the World, or any of his other movies. But I have to say, after watching this one for the first time at the Edmonton International Film Festival, I really, really want to see more of his movies because this movie blew me away. In fact, I saw it twice in theaters. First was at the Edmonton International Film Festival back in September, and most recently I saw it again on New Year's Day. This is the film that won the Grand Prix at the Cannes Film Festival, and I think it was well deserved. All the performances in this movie are excellent, from Stellan Skarsgård, Elle Fanning, to Renata. I forgot her last name, the lead actress in the film. She was really, really good in this movie too. Well, everybody in the whole cast in this movie was excellent. It was well written, and it's funny at times, and it's a really, really great film. And the scene where Stellan Skarsgård, his character, gives his grandson those DVDs, well, I don't want to spoil it, but if you've seen the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That is probably still the funniest scene I've seen in a movie that was released in 2025, and that's like the first thing that comes to mind when I think of this movie, that scene in particular. But aside from that, I really, really enjoyed the film, and it makes me want to check out the other films from Joachim Trier. I hear most of his movies are pretty great, especially his previous film, The Worst Person in the World, from 2021, I think was when it came out. But all in all, amazing film, and I'm glad to have seen it twice in theaters, and I'm happy to put this one at number 8 on my list. Now, I actually originally had this one at number 10 and had Frankenstein at number 8, but after watching this movie a second time, I decided to put it at number 8.
Number 7.
Coming in at number 7 is a movie that you'll probably see on a lot of other people's lists, even in their top 5, or in some people's lists, it would be at their number 1. While this one's not in the top 5, it's at number 7, but I still think that's good enough, I would say. And that movie in question is Sinners, one of the best horror movies from last year, and probably a movie that's got a good chance at winning Best Picture at the Oscars this year, even though they haven't released the nominations yet at the time of me making this video. This movie doesn't really need an introduction. It totally lives up to its hype. It's an amazing slow burn vampire flick with some great performances, some great set designs, some really good music, And all in all, just a really, really well made film, and I was glad to catch this one when it was in theaters. I kind of wish I saw it in IMAX. I missed it when it was playing in IMAX, but I still managed to see it in theaters when it was still in theaters, like when it first came out. But then it's gotten a number of re releases throughout last year because it was so popular and is one of the highest grossing movies from last year. But all in all, amazing movie and one of the best vampire movies in recent memory, I would say. And while it's definitely one of the best horror movies of last year, my favorite horror movie from 2025 is another movie that you're going to see here pretty soon.
Number 6.
Coming in at number 6 is Warfare. A pretty intense film and probably one of the most intense films that you'll ever see from last year. I actually rewatched this one the other night and I still really enjoyed it, especially after when I saw it in theaters back in April. This is probably without a doubt one of the best war movies of the decade. It's got some good performances, it's intense, and the sound design in this movie is really, really good. It's probably has some of the best sound designs from any movie that was released last year. And I like that there's no music at all until the end of the film, like during the end credits. I thought that was a really good move. And instead of this movie being based around a certain mission, it's actually all based on the memories of those who served in the Iraq War back in the 2000s. Not to mention that this movie is co-directed by Ray Mendoza, who served in the Iraq War. And all in all, really, really great film, and probably one of the most intense films I've seen last year.
Number 5.
Remember when we were talking about Sinners, I said we would be getting to my favorite horror movie of 2025? Well, this is that movie. So at number 5, it is none other than The Ugly Stepsister. I fucking loved every minute of it. If I had not seen the next 4 movies on this list, this would have been number 1, but it's at number 5, which is still good. This movie blew me away from start to finish. It's got some great, great special effects, and it's gross at times, especially near the end of the film. And I will say, this is definitely not a movie for the squeamish. So if you are squeamish, then I would say avoid this movie. But I loved this movie. It was so damn good. It's basically a slightly nastier version of The Substance, which ironically was tied with Anora as my favorite movie from 2024. And I'd say this movie would make a great double feature with That Said movie. It's got some great costumes. The performances in this movie were really good too, especially from the actress who played the main character. I forgot her name, but she was really, really good in this movie. And not to mention that the director of this movie. This was her first movie, and she really, really knew what she was doing with this movie. Like, it's like she had a blueprint of how this movie was going to go in her head, and well, she did an amazing job with this film. And I do look forward to seeing what the director of this movie has in store in the future. And this movie is on Shudder. If you have Shudder, definitely check it out. It's really, really good, and it is without a doubt one of the best body horror movies I've seen ever. Well, in general, the 2020s is probably the new golden age for body horror, for movies like Titane, The Substance. I'm trying to think of what else. I don't know. There's so many damn good body horror movies that have come out over the past few years that it's hard to name them all. But yeah, the 2020s will definitely go on to become the new golden age for body horror.
Number 4.
Coming in at number 4 is It Was Just an Accident by Jafar Panahi. I think that's how I think that's how you say it. I don't know. This was the Palme d'Or winner at the Cannes Film Fest, and would you believe it, the fifth film that was distributed by Neon to take home the Palme d'Or. And it's another one that was well deserved. This movie had some really good performances. It was well directed, and I really liked the lighting in certain scenes, especially the use of the color red at one scene near the end of the movie without going into spoilers. I thought the lighting in that scene was really good, and the acting was really good too, if I haven't said that already. And I have not seen any of Jafar Panahai's other movies, but I do want to check out his other films, especially the documentary he did titled This Is Not a Movie, which was the one he made in 2010, I think it was, when he was forced to serve I think it was like a year or something in house arrest because of his the trouble he has with the Iranian government, especially recently where he's facing a prison sentence and a travel ban too, which is really unfortunate to hear because from what I've been hearing about this director, he's probably one of the most important filmmakers from Iran, and it's a shame that he's still facing some trouble from the government in Iran. But this was a really, really great film, and I'm glad to have catched it at the Edmonton International Film Festival. I actually saw this one the day before I saw Sentimental Value and another film that you're going to see on the list here very soon. If you haven't seen this one out, definitely check it out. I don't know if it's in theaters now, but it will be getting a physical media release eventually. And I do see this one possibly winning Best International Film at the Oscars, but who knows? But again, really, really great movie, and I do look forward to checking it out again in the future.
Number 3.
Coming in at number 3 is Begonia, from one of my favorite filmmakers working today, Yorgos Lanthimos, which, funny you should say, his previous two films, Poor Things and Kinds of Kindness, were both on my Best Movies of 2023 video and Best Movies of 2024 video, which Poor Things was at number 1 in my 2023 video, and Kinds of Kindness was at number 3 on my Best of 2024 video. Well, here we are again talking about the best movies of 2025, and we got another Yorgos Lanthimos movie, and it's at number 3. Although I hear this is going to be his last movie he's going to be doing for a while because he's going to be taking a break, which I don't blame him. He's put out 3 new movies over the last 3 years, pretty much. So it's understandable why he's going to be taking a break. But besides from that, I am well aware that this movie is a remake of sort of a remake, but it's a remake of a South Korean film titled Save the Green Planet from 2003, which, as of this video, I have not seen that movie, but I do want to check it out, especially finding out that this movie is a remake of that movie, and I would like to check it out to compare the two movies. But I really enjoyed this one. Yorgos Lanthimos has done it again. Great performances, and Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone were both really great in the movie. And this is probably Lanthimos' bloodiest movie since Dogtooth. And yeah, I really, really liked it. And it was funny. It was dark, and all in all, it was fun. Yorgos Lanthimos has done it again. Although Poor Things is still my favorite movie from Lanthimos, but this one was still really, really good.
Number 2.
Coming in at number 2 is One Battle After Another. Much like Sinners, this is another movie that's on a lot of other people's lists and in their top 5s, and some maybe even at their number 1 spot. I actually had a hard choice picking picking between this movie or the next movie as my number one favorite movie of 2025. I mean, I could have put it tied with the next movie as my number one favorite movie of 2025, similar to last year when I put Anora and The Substance as my number one favorite movie of 2024. But I've decided to just settle with one movie for number one for this year. But besides that, this is another movie from one of my favorite directors working today, Paul Thomas Anderson. And I saw this movie the day after it came out, and I was not at all disappointed with it. In my opinion, this is probably Paul Thomas Anderson's best movie since There Will Be Blood. And this one was great. It was funny, it's action packed, and Leonardo DiCaprio was great in this movie. Well, in general, there were a lot of great performances in this movie from Benicio del Toro, Sean Penn, who was hilarious in this movie. Trying to remember who else was in this movie, but there were a lot of really, really good performances in this movie. And this is a pretty long movie. It's just over 2.5 hours, but there was not 1 minute of this movie where I was bored with it. I really, really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to seeing it again soon. But once again, this movie was fantastic, and like I said already, this is, in my opinion, Paul Thomas Anderson's best movie since There Will Be Blood. Well, you can't go wrong with Paul Thomas Anderson. I have yet to see one movie of his that I do not like. But well done, Paul Thomas Anderson. This movie was fantastic. Alright, before we get to number one, here's a quick rundown of the movies that didn't make the list but are still worth mentioning anyways, aka the honorable mentions. And actually, there's quite a few movies in my honorable mentions list, so we'll quickly go through these and then we'll get to number one. So for my honorable mentions, we have Together, which I enjoyed despite the drama and controversy surrounding the alleged plagiarism. I still enjoyed this one for what it was. Dave Franco and Alison Brie were both great in this movie. And then we got The Long Walk, The Life of Chuck, Final Destination Bloodlines, which in my opinion is the best movie in the franchise since the first two, and a really good send-off to the late Tony Todd. And not gonna lie, at the scene when you see his character for the final time, and you see him, his speech before he leaves the room, I teared up a little bit when I saw that in theaters. But rest in peace, Tony Todd. Anyways, for my other honorable mentions, we have Eddington, Weapons, Marty Supreme, C-Rat, and last but not least, The Secret Agent. And those are my honorable mentions.
Number one.
Well, this is it. Number one. My favorite movie of 2025 is No Other Choice. This movie was fantastic. It was hilarious. It was well acted. And it should go without saying, Park Chan-wook is without a doubt one of the best directors working today and is one of South Korea's finest filmmakers. I saw this movie at the Edmonton International Film Festival back in September, and believe me when I say this movie was completely sold out when I saw it. Like, it was a full house. There was over 500 people at the movie, and by the time it was over, I was completely blown away. And this was actually the day before I saw One Battle After Another. And then when I saw that one, and when that one was over, I'm like, fuck, I'm going to have a hard time deciding between No Other Choice and One Battle After Another as my favorite movie of 2025. So I thought about it for a while. And then I finally come to the conclusion that No Other Choice is my favorite movie of 2025. Although it wouldn't be until after I watched Handmaiden last month when I decided that Park Chan-wook is one of my favorite filmmakers working to today. But this movie was amazing. Park Chan-wook is a damn good director. He's done so many damn good movies over the years, like like Old Boy, Handmaiden, Lady Vengeance, Decision to Leave, which was actually his previous movie from 2022, and actually the first movie of his that I actually watched and I really enjoyed. But yeah, amazing film. If you have not seen it, definitely check it out. And if you're a fan of Park Chan Wook, you'll probably love it. And I'm really looking forward to seeing it again eventually. But yep, my favorite movie of 2025 is No Other Choice. Well, there you guys have it. That's going to be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, if you enjoyed it, feel free to leave a like, comment below, and if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. I will be doing my top 10 worst movies of 2025 soon, and I'll probably do my top 5 disappointing movies of 2025 as well. So stay tuned for those videos. They'll be coming out soon. But in the meantime, thanks again for watching. Hope you all have a great day. And until next time, this is Kooky McGee signing off, and I'll talk to you all later. Take it easy, guys. Peace. Bye-bye.